evening, everybody. From Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, we bid you welcome to Reds baseball. The Reds and the Cubs wrap up the two-game series tonight. Cincinnati, after a 2-0 win last night, hoping for a series sweep as lefty Joe Price goes to the mound against the Cub right-hander Rick Reuschel. And we'll be back to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. Jesus at shortstop. Batting second at second base, Mike Tyson. Hitting third, first baseman Bill Buckner. Batting fourth in left field, Dave Kingman. Hitting number 5 in right field, Mike Vail. Batting 6th in center field, Jerry Martin. Tim Blackwell will catch and bat 7th. Hitting 8th at third base, Steve Dillard. And batting 9th and pitching for the Cubs, right-hander Rick Reuschel. Again, going over the Cubs batting order is De Jesus at shortstop, Tyson at second base, and Buckner at first base. Kingman in left field, Vail in right field, Martin in center. With Blackwell catching, Dillard at third, and Reuschel pitching. For the Reds, to lead it off in center field, Cesar Geronimo. Batting second, Ronnie Oster at second base. Dave Concepcion will play shortstop and bat third. Hitting fourth, the left fielder, George Foster. Batting number 5 at first base, Danny Dreesen. Hitting sixth, third baseman Ray Knight. Joe Nolan will catch and bat number 7. Hitting 8th in his major league debut in right field, Paul Householder. And batting 9th, the Reds pitcher, left-hander Joe Price. Once more for the Reds, it's Geronimo in center field, Oster at second base, and Concepcion at shortstop. Foster in left field, Dreesen at first base, Knight at third. With Nolan catching, Householder in right, and Price on the mound. Rick Reuschel, Cesar Geronimo, the pitch is swung on, hit into right center field. Jerry Martin breaks back, and he makes it belt high. Geronimo hit that ball hard, but Jerry Martin, moving quickly back and off to his left, actually caught it about belt high as he raced back in the alley in right center. So Geronimo on a pitch is out, and the batter will be second baseman Ron Oster. Ronnie had 2 of the 6 hits that Cincinnati garnered off Cub pitching last night. He's batting .290, 2 home runs and 15 RBIs. Reuschel pitches, Oster takes, it's too low, ball 1. This is the second time to the mound this season for Rick Reuschel. He lost a 1-run game, 3-2 here on May 4th, swinging a foul at the plate, giving up 6 hits and a couple of runs in 6 innings. Reuschel with a .500 career record against Cincinnati, 10 wins and 10 losses, and on the year has won 10 and lost 9 with a .327 ERA. Cubs leading 1-0. Oster waving the bat around. Reuschel pitches. Ronnie swings. Fly ball. Left field. Kingman going back. He's there, and he's got it. And they're quickly 2 out. That'll bring up Dave Concepcion. Red shortstop, a .250 batter with 5 home runs and 54 runs batted in. For the Cubs defensively, they've got Buckner, Tyson, De Jesus, and Dillard. First, second, short, and third. The outfield left to right. Kingman, Martin, and Vail. Blackwell catching. 2 down, the base is empty. Davey takes a strike. Swung on and hit to the right side. Good play by Mike Tyson. He turns completely around and throws Concepcion out. Fine play by Mike Tyson at second base, going off to his left. And the Reds are out quickly in order. And at the end of 1 complete, Chicago 1 and Cincinnati nothing. Danny Dreesen leading off the bottom half of the 5th inning. First pitch to him misses outside for a ball. Dreesen has had the only Cincinnati hit. Opposite field single to left in the 2nd inning. And he's ahead now, 2 balls and no strikes. Reuschel has struck out 2 batters. He got Price and Geronimo in the 3rd, has not walked anybody. Swinging a foul at the plate, 2-1. Cubs got a run in the 1st on a 1-out infield hit by Tyson, a Joe Price balk, and a base hit by Bill Buckner. Dreesen bounces it to first base. Buckner has it on the big hop and carries it onto the bag for the putout. Don't forget the Reds annual team photo day is coming up Sunday, September 14th, when the Reds meet the Dodgers here. Everybody at the game, mom, dad, all the kids, everybody, gets a free 8x10 color picture of the Reds' official team photograph of 1980. So mark it down. Ray Knight bounced back to the mound in the 2nd. He grounds one to first base. Bobble and kicked around by Buckner and no play. Ball rolls to foul territory where it's picked up by Rick Reuschel. Buckner simply appeared to kick that ball right out of his glove, and it rolled over the foul line. Reuschel was breaking over maybe to cover first base and then kept on going across the foul line to run it down. So an error charge to Billy Buckner puts Ray Knight at first base and brings to the plate Joe Nolan. Well, we were talking a couple of days ago about the young man who won the 3-minute shopping spree at Kroger, Nick Iliopoulos. He did it today at the Hyde Park Kroger store in Cincinnati, and take a guess of how much money worth of groceries he hauled in a 3-minute period. You're not going to believe it. $1,499.80 worth of groceries in 3 minutes. Now, you talk about getting it done. No fooling around at all there. Ball one to Joe Nolan.
Check him out. I think he has more than 2 hands.
I'll tell you what, they ought to enter him in the Olympic Games. He had to fill up a cart, take it back to the checkout stand, get another one, and go at it again. Almost $1,500 worth of groceries in 3 minutes. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, we understand he had the store pretty well scoped out before he began it, but almost have to. Knight at first, 1 out. Nolan grounds one up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Here comes Knight to second. He takes the turn, puts on the brakes as Jerry Martin guns to throw back into the infield. That extends Joe Nolan's hitting streak to 10 games as the Reds now pose a 1-out 5th-inning threat with Knight at second, Nolan at first, and the Reds have their second hit of the night. Paul Householder up for the second time. He grounded out Buckner to Reuschel covering, leading off the 3rd inning. Reuschel sights a sign, checks the runners, brings a pitch to the plate, and Householder takes a strike on the inside. Paul getting called up and put in the starting lineup all in the same day. Takes a pitch high, 1 ball and 1 strike. He has been rated for the last couple of years as the finest prospect in the Reds minor league system. Trying to do damage here, looking to get his first big league hit and maybe tie it up. 1-1 to the plate. Bouncing ball over the mound. De Jesus charges, has it, throwing, got him. By a step at first base as Knight goes to third and Nolan moves to second. So Joe Price with 2 outs has a chance to help himself here. Third inning, Price struck out. Hits have been on the premium tonight. Cubs have had 4. The Reds have only 2. Price takes a strike away. Joe has had 3 hits and now 24 times up. He chops it foul. Back of the plate. Reuschel gets out in front, 2 strikes. With 1 out, Buckner booted Ray Knight's ground ball, and Nolan singled to center. Householder's ground out to shortstop moves both into scoring position, but Price behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. Strike 3 call, and that's the inning. So for the Reds in the 5th inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 Chicago error with 2 left. And at the end of 5 full, the Cubs lead the Reds 1-0. Another foul. Geronimo hanging in there. And we talked earlier about the good pitching that Reuschel has done lately for the Cubs. One aspect of it is the lack of walks that he has given up. Swung on and pulled foul at first. Only 17 while fanning 45 during his last 9 starts, encompassing 72 2/3 innings. And he has certainly shown that good control tonight, having not walked a batter. Now Geronimo backs away from the plate. Left-handed hitter back in. Russell throws. Swung on, hit foul off the left field line. Well, the count holds on the Reds' leadoff batter. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trailing the Cubs 1-0 in the 6th inning. Pitch. Swung on. Center field fly ball. Jerry Martin makes the catch. 1 away. Well, the Phillies have started the road back. They got 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning, but still trail the Dodgers 7-4. We had earlier given you a Philadelphia score of 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. That was incorrect. They got 1 run in the 1st inning and now have scored 3 in the 4th and trailed the Dodgers by 3 at the end of 4 innings, 7-4. Ronnie Oster is flied out and grounded out. He takes it inside. The ball hitting. Breaking ball appeared to hit Oster just below the right knee. A glancing blow, and he goes on down to first. Dave Concepcion 0 for 2. Had a hit taken away by Mike Tyson, going off to his left in the 1st inning and then grounded out to DeJesus in the 4th. Davey with a long look as Russ Nixon runs through the signs at third base. Russell stretches and pitches. Davey takes it high inside a ball. Another thing Russell doesn't do too often is surrender long balls. He's allowed 8 home runs and now 206 innings of pitching. 1 out with Oster at first. Dave Concepcion at the plate, runner going, pitches swung on. There's a shot into right center field. That's a gapper. That's going to tie it up. Oster rounds third, comes to the plate with a tying run. Davey takes a turn. He's coming to third base, and he's going to be out. Dave Concepcion out a mile as he tried to stretch it into 3. Put on at third base, goes 8-4 to 5. Jerry Martin to Mike Tyson to Steve Dillard, but Concepcion gets credited with a double and RBI, and the Reds have evened the count against the Cubs at 1-1. Oh, we start from scratch. George Foster, the 2-out batter. Foster is fly to center and fly to deep right. Takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Swung on, line down the right field line. That's a base hit. Ball will roll toward the corner. And Foster comes on to second base and will hold there with a 2-out double to right field. So that play on Dave Concepcion turns out to be a big one. Foster doubles out of the wrong barrel, and the 6th inning for the Reds continues with Danny Dreesen stepping in. Danny singled to left in the 2nd inning and led off the 5th by bouncing out to Bill Buckner. We may get some activity underway in the Chicago bullpen. Keep an eye out down there. So the go-ahead run at second, 2 away. Dreesen with a check swing, bouncing ball to shortstop. DeJesus on to first, and that ends the inning. But in the 6th, the Reds tie it up. 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and a man left on. And after 6 complete, it's the Reds 1, the Cubs 1.
Ray hitting .270 with 11 home runs, 66 RBIs. Russell's 0-1 delivery. Check swing on a breaking ball, and they look to Ed Montague, the first base umpire, and Ed says nothing doing, so the count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. On field straight away tonight. Kelleher protecting the line at third, and Ray looks at a strike on the inside corner fastball, and Russell in front of ball, 2 strikes. Kelleher only a step off the line, now moving deeper at third. The 1-2 delivery. Outside a curve, 2-2. Tommy Hume loosening in the Reds bullpen as Russell delivers a 2-2. Again outside with a breaking pitch, full count. Russell has not walked the batter tonight. Here's the 3-2. Swung on line to left field. That's a base hit. Kingman plays it back to the infield, and things are underway here in the 7th for the Reds as Ray Knight, a solid single to left. That'll bring Joe Nolan to the plate. Joe extended his hitting streak to 10 straight with a single to center in the 5th inning. The Reds now with 5 hits in the game. Joe has 3 home runs and 23 RBIs. Russell throws to first, and Knight steps back. Kelleher moving in at third, looking for the bunt. Paul Householder on deck. Russell to the belt and delivers. Nolan squares the bunt, but fouls. 0-1. Reds need a win to even the season series with the Cubs at 4 games apiece. The stretch, and again a throw to first, and Knight steps back. Marshall, another sign from Blackwell. And again throws to first base with Knight stepping back. Paul Householder on deck. Cubs leading 2-1. Marshall again the stretch. And the pitch. Pitch out, nothing going on. The count evens 1-1. Cubs have out-hit the Reds 7-5. Russell to the belt, delivers, and Nolan bunts first base side. Buckner up with the ball. He goes to tag Nolan and does as the sacrifice works. Knight moving on to second base. Nolan out 3 unassisted. Credit Joe with a sacrifice, and the batter Paul Householder. Paul 0 for 2 has grounded to first and has grounded to short in his 2 times to the plate. Well, what a most opportune time for Paul Householder's first major league hit. The stretch in the pitch. Householder takes a breaking pitch inside a ball. Of course, Dave Kingman in left field can't throw at all because of that right shoulder. Watching him return Knight's ball to the infield, almost throwing it underhanded. Householder bounces up the middle, into center field, a base hit. Here comes Ray Knight. Martin bobbles the baseball, and Paul Householder gets his first major league hit, and a big one it is as he ties it up 2-1, and Dave Pallone, the second base umpire, gets the baseball, and Bill Buckner puts it in his pocket, but he hands it to Paul Householder and gives Paul a little tap on the head, and Paul acknowledges the crowd as they're on their feet, giving Householder a hand. So Paul's first major league hit, a big one, as he scores. Ray Knight from second base to tie it up, and down to the Cub bullpen. There he is. Bruce Sutter begins throwing. As now with 6 hits in the game. Kenny Griffey will go to the plate to hit for Doug Bear. Ken hitting .296 with 9 home runs and 66 RBIs. Ken with 19 doubles and 7 triples. As a pinch hitter, Griff has been to the plate 5 times and has 4 hits as a pinch hitter. Well, Householder, who runs very well at first base. Score tied 2-2. Paul at Indianapolis stole 30 bases in 33 attempts. Tim Blackwell, on the other hand, here's the pitch to Griffey, and that's in at the knees, a called strike, has thrown 8 out of the last 10 runners out that have tried to steal. No balls to strike to Griffey. Russell throws over to first, and Householder steps back. Again, the stretch by Russell. And the pitch. Griff takes, and strike 2 is called over the outside edge. 0-2.
Joe, in the 5th inning at St. Louis, Cesar Cedeno has hit a grand slam home run for Houston to give them a 5-2 lead over the Cardinals.
Well, we must win. 0-2 the count as Russell delivers. Griffey takes strike 3 call as he drops the slider over the outside corner, and Kenny discussing it with Sats Davidson, the plate umpire. That's the 4th strikeout for Rick Russell. 2 away now, and Cesar Geronimo the batter. Geronimo 0 for 3. Fly ball to center in the 1st. He struck out in the 3rd, and in the 6th, the fly ball to center. Paul Householder at first leads the stretch and a throw over there, and Paul steps back. Again a throw to first, and Householder's back. The stretch and the pitch up high, a ball. 1-0. Geronimo has 260 batting average. He with a couple of home runs and 8 RBIs. Russell to the belt, delivers. Householder goes. The pitch is taken. The throw down is in the dirt, and safe is Paul Householder. DeJesus had particularly happy with the call by Dave Pallone, but Paul Householder in his first attempt in the major leagues at a steal is successful. The ball dug out of the dirt by Ivan DeJesus, and is tagged not quite in time. So Householder now at second. The count 2 balls, no strikes to Geronimo. Now a base hit would put us ahead. Russell ready and delivers. Geronimo takes inside, and the count goes 3-0. Delivery. Geronimo takes ball 4 up high, and he'll move on to first base, and Ron Oster the batter. Ron 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch with 1 out in the 6th and scored from first base on Concepcion's double to right center field. Ronnie, a .296 batting average, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Householder second, Geronimo at first. 2 away, the pitch. Curve hangs high, a ball. Russell looking to Blackwell, has his sign. Delivers the 1-0. Oster swings, ground ball, and up with it is Tyson. He goes to DeJesus to force a Geronimo, and that's the inning. But the Reds get a run on a couple of hits. There were no errors, and 2 runners left on base. The end of 7. Cubs 2, Reds 2.
We're in the bottom half of the 9th inning, and to lead it off for Cincinnati will be third baseman Ray Knight. Ray has bounced to the mound, reached on an error by Buckner, led off the 7th inning with a base hit, and scored at the time the tying run on Paul Householder's first major league hit. A single into center field after Joe Nolan had bunted Knight over. So the Reds need to stage some 9th inning heroics, as Joe Amalfitano has 2 left-handers loosening in his bullpen, Willie Hernandez and the former Red Doug Capilla. Here's a pitch to Knight, swung on and hit to the second baseman. To his left, Tyson has it on the bounce and throws him out. So Rick Russell getting tough after Kingman hit the 2-run homer in the 8th to put the Cubs in front by 2 runs. He Knocks the Reds off in order in the 8th. Gets Knight on a first pitch ground out to second to start the 9th. Bringing up Joe Nolan. Joe is 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. Ground ball to second. Tyson Buckner. 2 out. That throw took Buckner off the bag, but apparently he hung on to it long enough to constitute the putout. So Rick Reuschel 1 out away from his 6th complete game of the season and his 11th win, as he gets Knight and Nolan on hard ground balls to second base. That brings up Householder, 1 for 3, an RBI. Trying to keep the 9th inning going for Cincinnati. Ground ball, first base, foul, and on into the Cincinnati bullpen where Charlie Lebrand is loosening up. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and lined to right field. Base hit. Paul Householder with his second hit of the night. Off the 1-strike pitch from Reuschel. And that means that Johnny Bench is going to pinch it now for Tommy Hume. Well, in a situation like this, there's not much doubt about what Bench is going up there trying to do. John has done it 20 times this season. He is 2 for 10 as a pinch hitter. And one of those 2 hits, the pinch hit home run. Dick Tidrow and Willie Hernandez loosening up in the Chicago bullpen. It's really kind of strange that Joe Amalfitano has not had the big guy throwing. That, of course, would be Bruce Sutter. So Householder with a line drive hit to right keeps the Reds going in the 9th inning, and Bench brings to the plate the tying run. Johnny hitting .264 with 54 RBIs. Reuschel studies the sign and brings it on up there. Bench fouls it back. Cubs 4, Cincinnati 2. Outfield deep and playing Bench a bit to pull. Reuschel with a pause in the pitch. Strike 2 call. I say, you can't go up there looking for pitches out of the strike zone the way this man has been throwing. He's walked only 1 batter tonight. He has Bench in a big 2-strike hole. He pitches, and Bench grounds it to the Chicago dugout. Johnny hoping that Reuschel would make a mistake, get a pitch up that he could drive and maybe tie this ball game up with 1 swing of the bat. Buckner playing deep and off the bag at first base. Householder getting free rein. Here's Reuschel's next pitch. And misses just outside. Two out. Ball and 2 strikes on the pinch hitter. The big right-hander kicks and throws. Bench fouls it over the screen. And the count stays at a ball, 2 strikes. Johnny hit his 20th home run of the year Sunday afternoon in the 9th inning off John Candelaria. And, of course, he leads the club in that offensive category. Foster has 18. 1-2, back to the plate. Ground ball to third base. Up with the ball and the throw to first. In time, the ball game is over. In the 9th for Cincinnati, no runs, 1 hit and 1 left. Final score, Cubs 4, Reds 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Going in the first inning tonight against lefty Joe Price with 1 out. Mike Tyson to the line drive that caromed off Price for an infield hit over near Ronnie Oster at second base. And then Price put himself in the hole by balking Tyson to second, and Mike rode home on a base hit to right field by Bill Buckner to give the Cubs a 1-0 lead. Cincinnati got a hit in the second inning from Danny Dreesen and did not get another base hit until the 5th inning after Ray Knight had reached on an error by Buckner at first. Nolan singled to center, but Householder bounced to shortstop, and Price looked at a call, 3rd strike. The Reds came came back to tie it up, however, in the 6th inning with 1 out. Rick Rushell hit Ronnie Oster with a pitch, and running on a delivery to the plate to Davy Concepcion. Davy drove one into deep right center field to score Oster, and when Concepcion tried to stretch it into a triple, which, as things turned out, proved to be a big play on the night for the Cubs, he was thrown out at third base, and the Reds had tied it up 1-1. It proved to be a big play for the Cubs because George Foster, next up, hit a double into the right field corner before Danny Dreesen grounded out to end the inning. So at the end of 6, the Reds and the Cubs were all even at 1-1. That proved to be a short-lived tie because in the 7th, Dave Kingman hit Joe Price's first pitch for a home run into the green seats in left field, his 12th homer of the year, and the Cubs had gone out in front 2-1. Price ran into problems later on in the inning. Doug Baer came on. He struck out pinch hitter Larry Bittner, gave up an infield hit to Rushell to load him up before getting DeJesus on a fly ball to left to leave the Cubs with the bases loaded. In the bottom of the 7th inning, the Reds knotted the score again. Ray Knight single to left. Joe Nolan bunted him into scoring position, and Paul Householder had his first big league hit, a single into center field, scoring Knight to tie it up at 2-2. Householder later stole second base, but Griffey, batting for the pitcher Bear, struck out. After Geronimo drew a base on balls, Oster hit into a forced play at second to end any further Cincinnati scoring. Tommy Hume came on in the 8th inning in the 2-2 game after getting Tyson on a fly to center. He walked Bill Buckner on 4 pitches, and Dave Kingman, a man who Tommy Hume has had quite a problem with over the last few years, drove his second home run of the night, this one going over the wall in right center to give the Cubs a 4-2 lead, and that's the way it ended up. Householder had a 2-out hit in the bottom of the 9th inning. Johnny Bench pinch hit for Tommy Hume and bounced out to third base to end the game. The Cubs had 4 runs, 8 hits, an error with 6 left. The Reds had 2 runs, 7 hits, played errorless baseball, and stranded 7. Rushell, the winning pitcher, now 11-9. Hume, the losing pitcher, his record slips to 7-8. So the homestand, not a good one. The Reds played 8. They lost 5. Should Houston go on to defeat St. Louis tonight, and they are leading by 5 runs in the 8th inning, the Astros would again have a 4.5 game lead over Cincinnati. And the Reds, of course, after an off day tomorrow, will be embarking on their longest road trip to date. 14-game, 4-city road trip, with 4 to be played in Pittsburgh, 3 in St. Louis, 4 in Chicago, including a doubleheader, and 3 in Atlanta. The first game of that 4-game set against the Bucks will be coming up on Thursday night. A pair of right-handers will open the series at Three Rivers. Paul Moscow will be looking for his 9th win of the year against Pirate right-hander Rick Rhoden. We'll be on the air with the pregame shows on most of these same stations Thursday night at 7:05 Cincinnati time. Again, the final score tonight in a game that took 2 hours and 10 minutes to play before a crowd of 20,632. The Cubs 4 and the Reds 2.